Today I want to talk to you guys about something I am incredibly passionate about: our beliefs. Did you realize that you are what you believe? That you created the reality that you are living in right now? It's true. It's true. Every single time you take on a belief, it becomes real. It becomes your truth. It becomes your reality. So if we can take the time to actually look at the beliefs that we carry, we can see which ones serve us and we can see which ones limit us. And when we can look at our beliefs, we begin to understand how we became this person, how you became you, how you started to act that way and think that way and dress that way, and what influenced you to carry the beliefs that made you the person that you are today. I've spent a lot of my life trying to understand this, trying to understand why things are the way they are. Why do people believe this? Why do people act this way? Why do people think that this is acceptable or unacceptable or whatever it is? And it's because of 5 main influences. I have come to know, not just understand, to know that it is because of 5 main influences: our family, our friends, religion, society, and education. These are the 5 main influences that make you who you are today. So let's look at our families. We grow up in a home with parents and some of us siblings that carry beliefs, right? I know for myself, my mom did not like onions. And so I spent the majority of my life believing that I didn't like onions, that onions were disgusting, because all I ever heard was that onions were disgusting and gross. Hummus too. I love hummus. I didn't know I loved hummus for a long time. I thought I didn't like hummus. I thought I didn't like onions. It's a small thing. It's a small example, but it's an example of how the more we hear things, we become conditioned to believe that they're true. And then we take them on as our own beliefs, whether we realize it or not. I didn't realize that I was choosing to take on the belief that I didn't like onions. I genuinely thought I didn't like onions, that onions were disgusting, because that's what I had been hearing for so long. And that's how we become these people. We are listening and taking in from all of these different things, these ideas and these concepts and these beliefs that other people carry, and we take them on as our own. And our family, our parents especially, but our family is the first main influence in our life, because when we are younger, we spend the majority of our time with our family. And so the more we hear what our family believes, the more we take those beliefs on for ourselves. Whether these can be beliefs about, say, food, like my onion example, about foods, which foods are good, which foods are bad, which foods are good for us, which foods are bad for us, or say a belief our parents carry about politics or the government or the environment, or anything that you continuously hear being talked about is something that you're going to ingest, and you're going to typically take it as a belief, or if you've heard it enough, sometimes we'll reject that belief, which is the exact same thing, because then we create a counter belief that is different than the belief that we're told, but it was essentially created by the influence of one of those 5 main sources. And so the first thing that we need to do before we can actually change one of these beliefs is that we have to see it. We have to see it. We have to notice that it's there. And when we notice it and recognize it, we can see, oh, this is where that came from. Whoa, that's my mom. That's my dad. That's my brother. That is my first grade teacher. Whoever it was, whatever it was, we can see it. We can recognize where it came from, and we can choose for ourselves if we want to carry it or if we want to let it go. But if we don't see it and we don't understand how it formed, We just take it. We take it on and we believe with all of our hearts, with all of our being, that it's actually our belief, that it is actually true, because we didn't realize that we took it on. And so in our understanding of reality, it is real because it's all we've ever known, and it's something we haven't actually looked at as to where it came from and how it was developed. And that's the work that we have to do. That is the work. We have to look at the beliefs that we carry. We have to understand where they came from and how I became this person, how you became that person, and who created the person that you are today. And yes, you get to create you. A lot of you is you, but it is still influenced by those 5 main things: family, friends, society, education, and religion. They create us. Whether we like it or not, they create us. So, I want you, so we're looking at family right now, okay? I want you to take some time today or tonight, whatever it is for you right now, to look at a belief that you have taken on from your family. One belief that I took on from my family that I am very grateful for is around the news. My parents did not watch the news. They thought that the news just was a load of garbage, full of crap, which it is. It's news programming. It's programming us what to believe, to be fearful beings, and I don't need to go on that rant right now. But they didn't watch the news. I did not grow up watching the news, and I am so grateful for that, because I do not watch the news. I inform myself. I will learn about a topic and I will dive deep into it so that I can understand it from both sides, so that I can create my own belief and my own understanding about it, not just take what someone is telling me as truth. I'm not that person. I'm not going to take it as truth. I need to understand it for myself, and I need to look into it. And I'm so grateful that I was taught that belief from my parents, that the news is full of bullshit, essentially. So I don't watch it anymore. So that's what's coming up for me right now as a belief that I am grateful for from my parents. And then obviously there's always limiting beliefs that we take from our families as well. So that's what I want you to do. It can be something small, like my example about onions. I like onions and I like hummus, but I didn't think I did for the longest time because my mom did it. Or it can be something more impactful, like watching the news. Or it could be maybe a belief that your family carries about relationships or about the way that you talk to one another. If you grew up in a home where your parents accepted swearing at each other and calling each other names and essentially verbally abusing each other, most likely that's a language that you are now using with your family if you have one, or with your friends. Or if you grew up in a home that has a lot of sarcasm, you're probably a sarcastic person. Or if you really didn't like it, you completely rejected it, and now you don't like sarcasm, which is still a belief created by your parents' belief. So I want you guys to look closely and be honest with yourself, because the only way we can truly see these beliefs is with honesty and transparency as we look at ourselves and love ourselves, right? Nothing is wrong with you for carrying that belief, for not being aware of that belief. Nothing is wrong with you. You just were unaware. And now you get to become aware. Now you get to choose if that belief serves you, and you get to choose when you can see it if you want to continue to carry it or you want to let it go. Because I can promise you, a lot of the beliefs that you carry, you're going to want to let them go because they're not your truth. And that's what we get to do. We get to discover who we really are when we look at the beliefs that we carry, and then we get to choose for ourselves which ones resonate, which ones exist because I chose them to exist, because I actually believe in them, not because I was told them or I heard them continuously time after time after time after time. You are a creator being. This is your world. This is your reality. This is your life. And to take back control as a creator, you have to become aware. And that's the work. Be brutally honest. Look at yourself so that you can choose for yourself who you are, what you believe, and you can show up authentically as that magical being that you are, that is within you, but has potentially been covered up and layered upon by these beliefs that are not yours. So break yourself free, create your own truth, and live the life that you were meant to live, the life that makes you happy, that resonates with your beliefs and your truth and your reality. That's what we get to do. So I want you guys to leave a comment. Take some time, recognize the belief that serves you, and recognize the belief that does not serve you from your family. And then on a different video, we're going to talk about the other ones, our friends, society, religion, and education, because they all influence who we are, who we've become. So let's get aware. Let's choose. Let's step into our power as a creator being. I'm so excited to hear to read, but I'll hear it in my head, your comments about what you've taken on, what beliefs you've added to your life, maybe with awareness, probably without awareness. And then we get to be aware, and we get to choose, and we get to create from there. This is incredible work, and I am so excited to dive down this journey with you. And if you really want to go deep, I have an amazing program called You Are What You Believe. It's 5 days long, and we dive into each of these topics to recreate an authentic self that actually represents who we truly are. And then we get to look at our world and how we see our world and the beliefs we carry about our world and how we engage with our world and interact with our world. We get to take back our creatorship. So I'm going to drop that in the links in the comments below as well. And you can check that out because it is an amazing program. And you get to become your true self when you move through it. So I look forward to reading what you guys have to share about what beliefs you've taken on, because you are what you believe. So let's believe ourselves into greatness, because that is your truth. That is my truth. That is all of our truth.